Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's look is a Valentine's Day inspired. I wanted to go with something simple, minimal, but after going through all the colors in the Sassy Siennas Dose of Colors new palette, I decided, you know what, I'm going to use all of them since they're already here. And plus on top of that, I like to use multiple shades that are in the similar range. So I was like, I'm going to use all of them and do maybe something bold. That I ended up with this look. So if you guys want to learn how to get this look, just keep on watching. So I like to always start with, of course, priming my eyelids just very quickly and easy. I like to take concealer because that's what I use to clean my brows underneath. And then I'm going to be taking the Sassy Siennas by Dose of Color. It's a new palette. And with the first shade, I am going to be blending that all over my crease. I am using a Morphe M441 brush. This is absolutely my favorite brush to blend the crease out just because it's so fluffy and it's very soft as well. So following the same step on the other eye, I'm taking the same brush, same shade, and I'm making sure that I blend that shade out as much as possible just because I want it very diffused. And now I'm taking that other shade as well. And I believe this is a Mikasa Beauty brush. I can't recall exactly what number it is, but I will leave it listed in my description box. And now with this shade, I like to be very defined and blend it on my crease just back and forth. Not only do I define the crease, but I try to blend it out as well too, just to make sure it's diffused on the outer area. Again, just following the same step as I did with the previous eye, just continuously blend that crease out, make sure it looks as diffused as possible. I feel like I have trouble saying diffused. I don't know why, but anyways, now I'm taking that previous brush I was using, the Morphe M441, and with no additional product, I'm making sure that I blend out any harsh lines. Just make sure that looks as gradient as possible. With the third shade there, now I'm going to be taking this one exactly on my lid and blending it back and forth. I know it looks very awkward, not awkward, but just too harsh at the moment, but I promise it's going to look just right once everything is blended out. I am taking a fluffy brush just to diffuse it on the lid rather than a packing brush, just because the effect I am trying to achieve with this look is more of a blend, like sort of like a sunset basically. And then taking that fourth shade, I'm also packing it and blending it on the lid on top of the previous shade that I was using. And I am mainly focusing on the lid, but also blending it in the crease, not taking it upwards, just because, for instance, I want to maintain this color as low and settle as possible. Taking the last shade in the palette, which is the darkest, also using the brush that's included in the palette, I'm going to go ahead and smoke that shadow as close as possible to my lash line. I'm also going to be creating a wing liner effect. First start blending it on the lash line and then eventually start, diffusing it outwards. Then after that, I go ahead with gel liner, create a wing liner. I do let this eyeliner sit for like a minute or two, just because what I'm going to be doing after is smoking this wing liner with the same brush, same shade. I'm going to start blending that shadow on top. You'll see here shortly. But I'm going to be as light as possible. You do not want to smudge it too much where it starts looking too smoky or too dark. You want to give it more like that gradient effect. Try to be as light as possible, like I mentioned. Take your time with it and you eventually start seeing the outcome. So now I'm taking my everyday lashes. They are Queen Bee by Koko lashes. And if you can see, they get a lot of uses. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and coat my lashes. After coating them, I do wait like a minute or so just so I can elongate the lifetime of the lash and I don't ruin them by applying extra mascara on them. Sometimes I have trouble applying my lashes, you can see there. Some days I can apply them like in 2.5 seconds, which is neat. But anytime after I apply my lashes, I take a different style of tweezers and I compress my real and false lashes, just that way they do blend. Once I apply the mascara, it's just a little bit tacky, but not super wet where it's going to ruin the lash. After applying my lashes, I like to smoke the bottom effect of my lower lash line, and I'm taking the same shades as when I started on top, on the lid, and of course on the crease. I am smoking that lash line out with a pencil brush, which are my favorite brushes to use on the lower lash line. Then I'm going to go ahead and, of course, taking the brown with more of a definer brush and defining the bottom area. You guys, I was going to go for a very natural, subtle look, but you know what? I had to use all the shades in this palette, and honestly, it's my favorite, and I was satisfied with the look I ended up with, so you know what? If I'm gonna be dramatic, might as well take it all. You guys, if I don't coat my bottom lashes, I feel bald, I feel incomplete, so I make sure to coat them. And then of course I start dusting off that baking powder that I applied underneath my cheekbones. The reason why I do that is because I want a more defined sculptured face, and that just gives me a very clean effect on the side area. It just makes my face look thinner. Anyways, I'm going to be taking the Garnier Rose Water. It's technically not a setting spray, but I'm going to be using it as a setting spray. And now I believe I'm taking Strip Down by MAC Cosmetics. This is like my favorite, my #1 lip pencil. I use it with every shade. I just feel like it's that perfect nude shade with that brown undertone that goes with every like creamy, nude, peachy, or pink lipstick. I mean, it's just perfect. And you guys know I'm a fan of lip gloss, so I am taking the NYX Cosmetic Gloss in the shade Madeleine. I believe that's how you say it, or Madeleine. But anyways, I just use lip pencil and the gloss. I feel like it's more flattering that way. I really didn't feel like using a lipstick underneath and then the gloss on top. My eye. Today I have a Valentine's look. It's browns incorporated. It was supposed to be, we'll start. Oh.